Welcome back to Guitarlele Tutorials. I'm back with another chord tutorial, and today we are going to learn how to play the D major chord. It's worth remembering if you are just starting out, you will find these chords really difficult and you might find yourself wondering if it is really worth the investment you are making. It may feel like you are going nowhere and might even be saying to yourself, "This is impossible. I'm not meant for playing Guitarlele." Don't worry, that's okay to feel so. Happens to everyone. The weird finger positions, the pain in the fingertips just make things difficult. It takes a little while for your fingers to get used to this new habit. Just believe in yourself and keep practicing every day and practicing hopefully the right thing. Without further ado, let's get started and have a look at the D major chord. You can see all the three fingers cramped into the same fret. The second finger and the third finger are right next to the second fret, and the first finger sneaks in between these two on the third string, almost in the same place as the case of G major chord. The second finger goes on top on the fourth string, just next to the second fretware. The third finger the third finger goes on the second string just next to the second fretware. Okay, so these two fingers are there. Now coming to the first finger. The first finger goes on the third string and sneaks in between these two fingers. So if I remove these two fingers from the fretboard, you can see it's just almost in the halfway between the first fretware and the second fretware, but yeah, towards more towards the second fretware. Okay. It feels a little awkward during the first few weeks, but with practice this goes away. Let's do it once more. The first finger goes on the third string next to the second fretware, but not right next to, just halfway between first fretware and the second fretware, right? Something like this. And then the second finger goes on the fourth string right next to the second fretware, and the third finger, or this ring finger, goes on the second string second fret, and this also right next to the second fretware. Okay. For D major chord, we are not going to play the thickest string or the top string. Okay, so we'll start testing our strings from the fifth string. Okay, now let's see how it looks like. Okay, how it sounds like basically. If you're getting this kind of buzzing sound or a dead note from the fifth string, that's most probably your second finger's fingertip is touching the fifth string. That shouldn't be. Okay, so you have to put back your second fingertip on the fourth string, and now you will start getting a quiet note or the proper note from the fifth string as well. Okay, coming to the fourth string. Okay, so if you are listening something like this, okay, this buzzing sound, that basically means you are not pressing hard enough, or your fingertip is not exactly touching the or it's not close to the second fretware. Okay, there can also be one more chance, one more possibility that can happen is that you are crossing too much over the second fret, and something like this dead sound it will find. It's not buzzing, but it's kind of dead. Okay, so put your fingertip just next to the right fret, just next to the second fretware, on the right spot, and you will hear a proper note. Something like this. Now coming to the third string, the string that's getting pressed with the first finger. If you're getting something similar like this, then there can be two reasons. One is that your finger is not in the correct position, or you're not pressing hard enough. So try to sneak this finger as much as possible between this second and third finger on the fretboard, and try to press harder, something like this. Okay, you'll hear something like this note, and then you can find that okay, this is the note that you want to listen to. Okay, but keep in mind also that don't push too much that the other two fingers get crossed over the fretboard. Something like this can also happen, right? So if you push too much on this one, so the other two fingers can cross the second fret. Okay, so that can also happen, and then you will hear the dead notes coming from the two other strings. So don't do that. Okay, now coming to the second string. So there is not much that can go wrong with this particular second string that's getting pressed by the third finger. Okay, so due to the position of the fretboard, it's okay. Okay, it's not much you can do here. Just press hard enough. If you're getting something like this dead sounds or buzzy sound, just press hard enough. Okay, and you'll hear something like this. The most difficult is the first string. With all the fingers cramped in the same fret, it would be a little difficult, especially if you have got a big hand. It may require a little bit of fiddling around with the hand position to get this one ringing nicely. Those are the finger positions. Now we are going to do the chord check program. So what we'll do is we'll lay our fingers one by one on the fingerboard or the fretboard, and then we'll strum once, and then if required we'll adjust our fingers or the hand position, and then we'll strum once again. So the first finger, okay, putting here, the second finger putting here, the third finger putting here. Okay, so the three fingers just laid down. I'm not strumming now, I'm not pressing hard enough now. Okay, so just laying down the fingers on the fretboard. Now I'm pressing a little harder, and now I'm trying to strum. Okay, now if required we can readjust our fingers a little bit. So let's say if I was not getting this. Okay, so what I would do is I'll simply adjust my hand position. All notes are ringing properly individually. Okay, no buzzing sound, no dead notes. Now it's strum again. Okay, lift our finger once again. Okay, repeat the same process. That's it. So that's how you should do the chord check program. The best way to learn any chord, or in fact any technique, is to have multiple sessions with short bursts of practice. Don't feel tempted to practice for hours in a single session. Benefits a lot less. Instead, practice for nearly 2 to 3 minutes in a session. Keep your instrument aside. Repeat the process 4 to 5 times throughout the day. Hey, if you are enjoying the lessons, put a comment below and hit the thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe now to get more lessons in future.